Hello, welcome to our show, Embracing Your Design for Midlife Transformation. The tagline, Come Alive to Impact More Lives. As a tiny habits coach, happy for no reason trainer, and a Gene Keys guide, I invite soulful professionals to have conversations related to their life experiences, businesses, human design charts, hologenetic profiles based on gene keys, and ancient I Ching. Enjoy our show. But today is my honor to have Mr. Rahul Sharma to be my guest. Let me just quickly introduce him. And before I do that, we want to say hi to our audience.
Hey, hello everyone. Thank you, Sunny, for having me on the show.
Rahul is a leader and catalyst, and particularly he helps others for personal growth and development. And he is also an acclaimed author, certified public speaker, facilitator, and coach across the globe. He has committed to helping others to have this positive lasting change and transformation. We do need sometimes we be ditch the old and embrace the new. And he actually using a very amazing framework called miracles. So we're gonna let him to share some of that along with the gene keys and human design charts. So let me start with the first question. From your profile, you're 6'2". So I would say that more. It's more like you were born to be a teacher. So I don't know whether you have any aha moments through your childhood. You know you want to be a teacher.
Oh, actually, I never thought of being a teacher, and also the work that I'm doing, which is teaching, learning. Uh, I I never thought that I will be moving into this, but when I came into the role, I realized that naturally that is what I'm doing. And it's a funny story how I came into L&D, learning and development. I was part of business. I was managing the business team. I was managing the India operation for the organization and managing almost a $10 million budget. And then slowly and steadily, I was tasked to do an assessment of one of the new operation. So we opened a new operation in India. And I was asked by leadership to go and see because they were having some initial hiccups. And I went there for 2 weeks, did my findings. And when I was having my findings meeting, I still remember, I will not forget that day. My leader was so busy. We only were able to meet at almost 9 o'clock in the night. We were still in the office because I had to do this meeting. And I presented my findings, and my leader said, okay. And then he said that, okay, what will be your deliverables? So we made the deliverables, the action items, and he just stepped out to take a printout of the document. As he was coming back with the printout, he said, hold on. Whatever recommendation that you are giving is all related to learning and development. Have you ever thought of being a part of this team? So I said, no. And then he presented this opportunity that, hey, if you're interested, I can move you there. So that is what happened in August of 2013. I was made the head of learning and development for the organization. It's been over 10 years. I'm leading that. So that is how I went into teaching. And I realize, Sunny, that I get sense of pride when I see my colleagues, my learners getting success.
Yes.
That is the sense of inspiration for me. That acts as a steroids in me to do more, to do much better. So that is what I think how I ended up into teaching. And I had that knack of reading. So reading was there early childhood. Used to spend time in libraries. So that is what I can say about the moving into teaching.
Thank you for sharing. We are happy you learn, going to the LOD. That is really your genius, to be honest, based on the profile I have. I don't really know you, but from the profile, I already feel you're energetically, you are just there in the right place for what you're doing, just sharing all this wisdom, and also leading other people to discover themselves. I just mentioned about your energy type. Actually, it's called generator, based on this human design system, and also the ancient wisdom. We have a yin and yang to create a whole universe. Think about this: two options. You combine with the two of the yang, two of the yin, and you can have a yin yang and yang yin. So you have a four type combination. So we have a generator, which both of we are 70% of population. We are generator. We create a lot of energy to make this world go around. And the other three type depends on us to give them the sustainable energy. And for other type, it's projector. Manufacturer is 9% and the reflector is 1%. So we are the majority. We are the energy producer. So our energy in sending to the field is very important, because if we are happy, we are enthusiastic about what we do, and that energy is positive. But like me, if I stuck in somewhere, I become frustrated, I become angry, just like really, really stressful, then all the energy I still send energy, but it's become negativity, distorted, all that. So I think it's for us to really make sure we can have a very positive energy flow every day, because we are responsible for our field. And for 6-2, that is your profile. 6, think about in the house. So in the bottom is 1. I'm the 1-3 generator, so I'm the foundation people. I'm very pay attention to detail, and I want to know everything in how the pieces together. Your 2 is more like the hermit type. You have all the wisdom. Then before you can share, you always want to digest them alone, or input things that you just kind of contemplated about what I just learned. So you do have this number 2 energy. Sometimes you want to be alone. You don't want to be totally socialized. You want to have your caveman time. We all do that, right? Get away from the chaos. And number 3, like me, we're the changer. We don't want to stay in one place. We explore. We trial and error to grow. Then we share what we learn. Number 4 people is like community builder. They are really happy to put everybody together, have party and enjoy the relationship. And number 5 is the leader and fixer. They are the one, they can see the problem, they want to fix it. And so they are become more people come to ask them for permissions and instruction. But number 6 is the person sitting on the rooftop. That means they need more time to absorb everything they see. They become a teacher. They can share their wisdom through their life experience and observation. So your 6-2 combined together is the role model, a teacher, but you do need kind of a quiet time to reflect and contemplate. I don't know whether you want to share something you're growing up or the career, you do see that coming through you.
All my stories are in my book. I was fortunate to have teachers, coaches around me where I could learn from them. I'm a very curious learner. Everything I do, I'm finding some learning. And my kids make fun of me. The other day, we watched a movie, and I was just asking my son that, okay, what did you learn? He said, there was nothing to learn. It was a funny movie. And I said, okay. But for me, whether I'm watching a web series, whether I'm watching a movie or a serial, I see what is the learning for me, what things I can learn and probably teach or can imbibe in my own life. So that way I was very fortunate. Yes, sometimes definitely, as you were talking about that negative energy. So if you're not in the right frame of mind, you will execute negative energy. And I have been a very aggressive individual while growing up. But in last 10, 15 years, things have turned out good and I've changed. And I've tried to learn how to compose and calm myself when things does not go my way.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not that life will always happen for you or to you. There will be things that you may not like. And that's where I learned being calm, being into the silence mode.
Mm-hmm.
So as you mentioned that, being into the alone, that is how I take care of things by reading and listening to my own self,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
taking away that negative energy rather than taking it out on family, friends, or anyone else. It's better to take it out through you, so that when your family is there, you are in a good mood, or you are able to execute that positivity.
but like you say, a long time, every time can be silence. If we just observe something when we're eating or drinking, that
Mhm.
even that moment, we we get into the center ourselves, or just don't think about too much. Like the monkey mind stop a little bit, then we do have a moment to get to that peace, right? Hmm.
Correct, correct.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm curious about your habits of miracle. Would you want to share some of that with us?
Sure. So this I use this acronym miracles. These are the 8 habits that, if we can imbibe these habits, I'm not saying that you have to have all 8, but if you can pick what are the things that you are looking for, it will allow you to design your life your way.
Mm,
Um, Statistically, there are only 8% of us, according to Forbes research, only 8% of people can have turned their dreams into reality.
mm,
For the 92%, the dreams have always remained dream. They could never convert into reality. So these habits are for you to focus on your inner self, because if you want to change anything outside, it has to start from you first. So you have to change your inner self. And these 8 habits, as I said, the acronym miracles. So M stands for mind talk, the positive mind talk. The I stands for ideation, generate ideas for making things happen for you. The R stands for reading. You have to be good reader, because you are this. There is a good saying that you are always one book away to learn something. So you
yeah.
be a good reader. A stands for analyzation. So that's where I feel that most of us, we don't know ourselves.
Mm,
We are in that stage that we are just doing things for sake of doing, without knowing who we are. And that's where analyzation is so important, for you to know your likes, your dislikes, your strengths, your areas of improvement.
yeah.
So analyzation is important. The C stands for calmness, bringing calmness in your life. Sometimes you need to take a step back to move forward. If you see how lion, when lion has to attack someone, he takes a step back to gain
Yeah.
that energy, to gain that momentum, and then attack. So
Mhm.
we should be calm. L stands for listening. And in my book, I'm focusing more on listening to self.
Mm,
Yes, listening to others is also very, very important, no doubt about it. But I am emphasizing on listening to self. And then sometimes we hear that calling coming in from our own body, and
yeah.
we tend to ignore it. So that's what L stands for. E stands for exercise. Merely 10 to 15 minutes of moving your body can release some good chemicals in your body, so to make you happy, make you energized.
Yeah. Yeah.
And last but not the least, the S in miracles stands for silence.
Mm,
In this world where we hear unstopping noises every now and then, sometimes it's always good to stay silent, to keep your mouth quiet, and then gain that energy, because speaking requires a lot of energy. And
yes.
for you to speak, if you don't be quiet, if you are not silent, then you will not be able to gain that energy. And when you are silent, you're also working on your breath, you're also working on your inner body. So these are the 8 habits that can help you create your own miracles.
Wow, that is so beautiful say. And definitely after that, we can create miracles on demand, right? Once we practice habits, really, I'm the tiny habit coach. So whenever the habit really just become our autopilot activity, right?
Yeah.
Based on the science now, like 7 years programmed into habits and become our operation system through our whole life. But if we not pay attention, that is say go inner, listen to ourselves and have a moment to be silence and to listen to our own voice, that sometimes we just tune into whatever the society say, the media shared, or even our parents and grandparents when they are nagging about us.
Mhm.
Those become this the voice. But like you went through this miracle, actually, no, the voice we're gonna hear is from our body, right?
Mhm.
Our body is full of wisdom. And also because we become like cellular memory, because all the imprinting on the DNA become some kind of force, and then we all remember and carry on with our genetic. And so in that whole paradigm, we don't even aware is happening throughout all the human history, right? So just like you said, we have the energy, negative energy, and that can be imprinted to our family member, and they have their kids, all the chaotic experience, and those things never be wiped out in our memory. It's still inside our DNA.
Mhm.
As a species, we always carry that.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
is the work I think I really get into the human design. Gene Key is give us a little raw mat and information so we can work with it. Particularly the side, like subconscious and unconscious side when I was imprinting. The ancient system has been telling us so many ways to get connected with ourselves. But I have to admit, reading those ancient texts is not easy.
Mhm.
Myself, I like to read, just like you said, I want to study because I'm number one. Number one is like investigator. I want to know it all. So when
Mhm.
I do that, I think, gosh, luckily I have time to do that. But think about all other people really busy and try to contribute and serve others, not necessarily have the time. So this system become the picture. So
Mhm.
you can see, your body graph, which is the nine energy center on our. You mentioned about throat need a lot of energy to speak. Yes, because right here our energy need to find the root coming here, and the energy from the head need to go down the correct way so we can speak the right way. It take a lot of work. That's how we are all miracles, just like you say.
Mhm.
Our human body
Yeah.
is very a delicate system. No one can really force to change it until we decide how to run our body, right? Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think our mind is the best gift Mother Nature has given to all of us, or the God has given to all of us. Sometimes we don't realize the power of our mind,
Yeah.
and we just don't realize. I think most of us, and that is what the message I want to pass on is: know your mind, and your mind is very powerful. It has a power to do unexpected things, impossible things, provided you allow your mind to do it. See, this is the main thing.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
need to allow, you need to give permission.
Hmm.
And there is no one between you and your success except you.
That is so powerful. Thank you for sharing this with our audience. Because really, if we identify Maya as me, then we're missing all other like a body wisdom, the solar system information, the different dimensions information. We don't see it because we give the power to our mind. But
Mm.
mind is amazing. We need that to explore, right? We need them to logically give us information. What is this and what is that, so we can make decision based on the information we process. But again, a lot of information we don't know because everything's the energy. We don't know we are actually exposed with a lot of energy.
Mm.
Somebody might, if they have very sensitive body type, they can know. I'm not. So if I don't really aware where I'm going and eating and feeling and exposed to, then I really don't have a lot of choice in that sense. Right. Hmm.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
But I If I might, I would love to share with you about your amazing profile based on the gene keys, if you think that's okay.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, well, again, this is just the information. It's just how we see it, how we interpret it, how we contemplate it. So that's not you.
Mhm.
That is just how the energy flow and the time we are born. And we're influenced by that moments where the location, the time, and the day, of course, so the time and space. And that's how we will have certain profile, but that is doesn't really say that's us. It's more like the a script. Like when you make a movie, you have a script, but you can creative change and make it better, right? Or even
Mhm.
speech. We can write a speech. I'm doing the public speaking. Every time I speak, actually, I'm not follow what I'm there. So I can always just, something come down. Why not, right? Just talk about that. So for you, we only just focus on the activation sequence. The whole golden path based on the gene keys got three major sequences. The first is activation. The first two spheres called life work and evolution. That is our doing. That's our consciously knowing what we are doing daily, day out. And that's the doing part. And we need to go through the middle, break through and go to meet our being part. So being part is really the design side of our human design chart because we unconsciously imprinted before we are born. But that energy is still there, and we will merge the personality energy and the design energy into the third different kind of the trinity. So it's nice to know the personality and design, but then you can see that energy is still flowing momentarily because the solar system, the seasons is always changing. So we will have different imprinting through our life, through our environment and person and relationships and foods, all this information imprinted in our DNA level. So they are all there. So for you, you are the doing part, life work and evolution is 62 and 61. That explains a lot. You love to read. You like to, digest information and say what I learned from those. Because
Mhm.
you have this very solid, the line 62 together with your conceptual center. So that means is you always rationalize about things you see. You need to find an answer. You need to make kind of match. Oh, this is what I just learned, or match with something I learned yesterday. So you
Mhm.
always like rationalize about something. That's your gift. But somehow, sometime you might get into the rabbit hole because a lot of things we really cannot understand by our mind, right? It's just mystery. It's a miracle. You couldn't really using our mind, right? So sometimes that I have that key too. So I know, gosh, I will read 10 books to try to find an answer, but answer is just in front of my face. I'm just go deep to the rabbit hole. So that is your life work. But it's the same thing that become your brain because you're so detail oriented and so want to know the connection with things and you find something maybe extraordinary discovery you can offer to the humanity. So they later on can be your brand. So life work and you do a lot of other things. 61. 61 is the pressure to ask why, particularly emotional related the question. Sometimes you got stress or something not going your way. Might spend a lot of time asking why when you're trapped in that energy because jinki is really the conscious level. So we are in the low vibe, everybody born with it, so we giving the script to figure out how to get a way out. So when we do something, it's just oh right, then we can start raise our consciousness. So the first level is always shadow level. I
Mhm.
mean we always focus on something not right, but then we can train, right? Can train ourselves to see miracle, to experience, open up. Then we can raise our consciousness to the next level. It's the gift level. So from the pressure of the asking why, that's maybe your shadow when you have evolution. You finally get a point in your life and say, wait a minute, I can just shift to the next way. I don't see that as a why. I see it as an opportunity to just do what I can do. So I don't know whether you have any life situation or something aha moment you like to share.
In my book, I talk about a concept called analysis paralysis.
Hmm.
So yes, as a human being, when you do too much of research, when you read too much, you get confused. So yes, that used to happen with me early on, and that's where the learning has to happen. That you have to put a stop to research as well. Otherwise, you will not be able to meet the objective.
Yeah.
Because if we go too deep, sometimes it we will go so deep that it will be difficult for us to come out. So you have to focus on making sure that you do as much what is required and don't go overboard. Um, so yes, so it has happened where you lost track of time. You are able to finish the project, but the deadline was 2 days before. So all those things
Yeah.
happens, and that's where we need to analyze that we are not paralyzing ourselves by doing too much of research.
Yeah, well, that is how we learn, right? It's like, whoop,
Yeah.
we are priority kind of messed up here. Well, that it's just really, it's so much fun when the learner like us, we just want to see it. It's like, oh, that's something I didn't know, and go research and find that, right? But again, that might not necessarily we need to do because the answer may be so simple,
Mhm.
right? We just go deep to find an answer, but then we don't really live through it. If we live through it, the answer will show up. So
Correct.
it's just the timing, I think. So that is your life work. Definitely, you are doing a lot with that. And so later, maybe when you're getting wiser and you decided to maybe change your priority based on the goal, other than just to digging all the information, then you will have a breakthrough experience. You break through your childhood memory about before 7 years old. So that is the time when we have the energy and intention to let go with whatever the negativity or the wrong habits we still have, and we start to release those things. Then we start to sense like, oh, other than what I know, who I am, but maybe something I don't know. So you begin to allow and open, say, let's just have fun. So you get in there, the number 3 is for your radiance. Number 3, totally 64 key. So number 3 is the number 3 key. The one is the heaven, the second is the earth, and number 3 is the chaos. It's really just when they start to form, like two polarities start to form, they will have a friction. They will have the timing will be kind of like it's totally randomness and very chaos. But in that time, also create the opportunity for us to settle it down. This is the radiance key. That's like when you do it right, it can make you very healthy. So number 3 is really to move that chaos energy into kind of allowing and playfulness, just like innocent, like a kid's. So you don't really label this as something wrong. It's because oh, I didn't experience that. Because the kids, they don't know, right? They just want to have fun. So that's your lifestyle. If you can allow to, you can enhance your health and your ability to help others and all of that. So I don't know whether you want to share anything with your habits, how to keep you healthy.
I would say that the habits that keep you healthy starts from within. Right before you preach others, you need to have it on your own. And one of the things that probably I see doing more often is trying to find ways to show gratitude to people, to people who are around you, because oftentimes we forget the life that we are living.
Yeah.
We are always looking for things that we do not have, and so sometimes we need to reflect on what we have. Yes, I'm not saying that don't go after what you want, but be mindful and be grateful for what you have got.
Yeah. Yes.
And I have been a perfectionist, and sometimes I used to beat myself hard on projects or from the deadlines. But of lately, or probably in 3 to 5 years, I've realized that there is nothing called perfectionism. There is no such thing called perfectionism. It's always, there is no black and white. There's always a shade of gray. So
Yeah.
what a perfect me for me may not be for you. So then I started focusing on other things, and then things got better. So my advice to all the perfectionists would be that, hey, don't go for perfectionists. Just take action, take consistent action that
Yeah.
is taking you to the next level rather than taking that perfect action. Because
Mhm.
perfect action is just like a purple squirrel. You're not gonna find it.
Yeah, if I were like 3 years old again, I don't even know what perfection is. I just do what I can do, right? If I'm not walking, I'm learning walking, so you can go to the next level. So it's perfectioning the process, but we don't know it, right? Because we don't really have different filter and judgment in that time. But it's just what we learn through the society, grow up, and all this label we try to achieve, and then we maybe have some kind of corrupt view about what we need to do to be successful, because really as a human being we always success. It's an amazing body we have, a powerful mind we can use, and it's a lovely place we can enjoy. And what else we need, right? We already got everything we need, but of course we have more of the goals and actualization, whatever we can contribute back. But that can be coming through the living process. It was already there, right? Abundance already here, but we just sometimes didn't see it. The miracles are around us all the time. We don't see it all the time, right? It's just really um, the attachment, I would say, when we
Yeah.
attach to certain view, that is good, that is bad, but who knows, right? They might disguise as something different, right? We can all learn from it, right?
Correct.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So for your the others like purpose key, you're 50. That is, I have that too. That is amazing key. What it did, in the old time, they have this the cauldron, the big 3 leg thing, and so the emperor or whatever the government official want to host a party, they cook. Then they have everything in the big pots. Then everybody share and celebrate together. So that indicated your life purpose. Actually, you're just coming down here really to serve, to share, and also you can, in the way, not really just giving the food. You actually achieve the harmony, because you can see something in your life is polarity, they are this and that, but because you're more of the seeing above that, then you start to make that corrupt the data, because corruption is really just separation. We think something is separate, but they are, like, energetic level, they are all connected, right? So when we have this wrong view of things separate you and I, all the polarities start have very extreme, then that's a corrupted view. It's illusions. We really don't have that separation. But we need to be more aware by learning, by experiencing, by, taught by others, somebody like you, the catalyst, to let them to see that. Then you can create a harmony, because that is really your purpose. You are here to fulfill the purpose through form. The form can be a business, the form can be a relationship, form can be a money. So everything 3D need for people has a 50 keys, has the responsibility to create that. So I think you're definitely fulfill that with all your business partnerships and books and speech we are doing now. Just go around and share the messages. Let's all do the habit of miracles, right? So I really appreciate you doing that for us, because your come down is not an easy job, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. And that is where my life goal is, to share the message, uh, to see to ensure that people are unleashing their true potential so that they can have the best version of themselves early on. And then when you learn these things early on, is so important. You will get the benefit for the lifetime.
Really think we can really do just to be happy ourselves, right? To make sure the energy we send out is not too chaotic. And also, if we are in the position to teach, to raise kids, everybody has this opportunity to imprint others. We really need to help ourselves first to be a radiance and happy and knowing the mission. So then the message can be clear for people to listen to. Yeah.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I so appreciate you to be my guest. I don't know whether you have anything want to share, and also how people can find you.
Sure. The only thing I would want to share is show gratitude in life, be kind to others, and think positive. I know it's easy for me to say. It's really difficult sometimes. But if you can start going through positive literature, positive media, having a right mentor in place who can execute that positivity in you, that would be amazing. For you to find me, you can log into my website, which is my book name, habits4miracles.com. You can find ways to connect with me through my social media. And if anything what we have spoken interests you around the habits, shoot me, connect with me, and I will be more than happy to send you a free ebook. So connect with me on social media.
Thank you for your generosity. I definitely put a link in there and let people know. I'm honored to have time to have a conversation with you, because that really self-discovery and made this miracle become form. We can all do it. It's just we need to learn the skills, and people like you teaching and sharing, that's become very important to the society. So I appreciate your work.
Thank you, Sunny, for being kind and sharing the life trajectory through the knowledge that you have. So thank you.